For me, I thought M.O.D.O.K by far was the best option when it came to mono-colored black cards in this set. So it's M.O.D.O.K, M-O-D-O-K. It's 3 double black for a legendary artifact creature or villain type with both flying and lifelink on a 2/2 body. M.O.D.O.K has Mental Organism, which is pay 3 life, M.O.D.O.K Connives. Activate only during your turn. Connive, for those uninitiated, is draw a card, then discard a card. If you discarded a non-land card, put a +1/1 counter on this creature. And it also has Design for Killing. Creatures your opponents control get -1/-1, and that's just a static ability. This card, to me, the -1/-1 is super impressive. That's the part that tends to be getting people's attention. But for me, this reads as, if you're at full health, and granted, you're not always going to be at full health, connive 13 times. So what that means is, hypothetically, and even if it's not 13, it's still going to be pretty good, even if it's just 5 or 4 or 6, right? But hypothetically, we're talking about 13 instances of being able to draw a card, discard a card, and putting counters on creatures as long as what you're discarding is a non-land card. Now, naturally, you're not always going to have full life when you do this, but indulge me for a second, because let's say you ramp just a little bit and get this out on turn 4 and done no additional drawing. So in a group game of Commander, you start with 92 cards left in your deck as you draw your 7, and assuming you don't have a partner, you'd have your commander in the command zone. So 4 turns in, we're looking at 88 cards. So basically, card selection alone, we're talking about 15% of your deck that you're looking at minimum, that you wouldn't have seen otherwise. So if you, in a nutshell, if you care about card selection in your deck, if you care about punching through with combat damage, because yes, M.O.D.O.K itself even has flying and lifelink, and you could hypothetically put 13 +1 counters on M.O.D.O.K and make it a 15/15 flying lifelink by as early as turn 4, right? That's something you may care about in terms of just punching up, if not M.O.D.O.K, whoever your commander is, so you could do 21 to someone fairly quickly, right? If you care about losing life and having effects like, Villainous Broker of Blood that work with that, right? Or wheel effects, obviously, or basically any reanimation effects. If you have draw synergies, right? Things like Umbrous Archives or Teferet's Ageless Insight with this card, right? If you have discard synergies to include things like Madness and the new Mayhem ability, this card is going to be amazing. And stating the obvious here, if you're running this, yes, you might not always have 40, but the flip side of that is if you're running things that gain you life, right? So if you're running this here with a Quasar, or if you're running this with Shieldred, or anything that really gets you life gain for drawing or discarding, you get even more instances of this effect because you're neutralizing the -3 every time. So this is absolutely something you'll have to watch out for.